It's another bleak day in the Outer Hebrides, and this time we're on our way to Harris. The ferry terminal is on its own little island called Berneray, which is at the very end of Uist.
So you're 1 or 2 for book traffic.
We've just pulled up at the ferry terminal for the crossing from Berneray to Harris. Ferry doesn't go until 1 o'clock and it's 11 o'clock now, so we've got a 2-hour wait. There are some toilets here and a waiting room to get out of the driving wind and rain, but that's about it. Somewhere over there is where we're trying to get to. It's grim out there. It got to 1 p.m. and there was no ferry in sight, so we became a little concerned that it may have been cancelled. Then all of a sudden it hoved into view. If you see somebody filming, just ignore them, unlike this lady here. Normally, if you ask somebody if they're filming, that makes the clip unusable. So that's 1 coffee and 1 vegetable soup from the vending machine.
Please use the handrails whilst using the stairs.
1 hour later, we arrived at the port of Leverburgh on Harris. The weather is just as grim as when we started. This is where I'm always glad that I have a 4-wheel drive car, because pulling off the ferry with a caravan behind you can be very difficult if you've only got 2-wheel drive.
It's very like Iceland.
Yeah. Most roads on the island also open to livestock.
Village in the mist.
We're looking for Horgabost campsite, and we know it's by some sand dunes. At this campsite, it's a free-for-all, so as we approached, we started looking to see where we might pitch the van. This little camper van was blocking the entrance. It turned out they were actually paying in the honesty box because they were leaving. This large double axle caravan, you can see that it's tied to the floor, so it must be a seasonal van. We pulled up this steep gravel track looking for a place with a view, but they were all taken, so we had to settle for a place lower down, but more sheltered. Well, we found a pitch that was level, and we spent our first night on this trip off-grid, which means no electricity supply to run the heating, so we're just reliant on gas and battery power. Yeah. This is the beach that we were trying to get a view of the night before. This front section is reserved for campers. We watched the patterns being formed in the sand by the waves as the tide went out, and each new wave creates a fresh canvas. We walked back along the beach, but then it was time to go back to the caravan for dinner. So this evening we have pork chops and bubble and squeak. Let's hope it's tasty or I'm in trouble. Over the next couple of days, the weather slowly improved, but it remained changeable and it could rain at any moment. Dogs. We took a drive further north in search of a beach called Luskintyre. We left the car and walked through the sand dunes towards the beach. Finally, we were beginning to understand why Andrew Ditton loves this place so much. One minute it's sunshine, the next minute it's driving rain. We're pulling into Tarbert to have a look around the gin distillery. I asked him if he allowed filming on the tours, but unfortunately they didn't, so we gave it a miss. As the evening drew to a close, we sat and watched the people toing and froing across the campsite.